What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video we take a look at the hot 5 of the week. Now, I know it's been a while since I've done this, but I have been doing the monthly niche videos. That way you guys know what to make coming into Q4. Now, it's vitally important that I get those done, so I will be working on November and December next, but I've already got all the way on up through October, and a couple people have commented in last year's October video that it really helped them prepare for Halloween. So I hope you guys are prepping for Halloween already, because it's right around the corner. So I'm super fired up for this video. I hope you are. Let's do this. All right, guys and gals, so it's been a while. So let's go ahead and jump into our usual Amazon hot new releases, and let's go to books. And let's just go into the typical thing that we always do. Let's do children's books. We haven't looked at any of these things in a while. Let's go ahead and look at the broad scope of children's books, and then we'll jump into activity books. But we haven't looked at this in a while. Like magic candles. I don't know what kind of magic candles you're talking about, but I can imagine some kind of magic candles. But come on, to kids, people? These are the kids of the future. Why would you want to be introducing them to magic candles? Let's keep going. Pokemon, Spy School. We've seen Spy School before, this time at sea, but again, a brand moving it over to the sea. Here's a composition notebook. This is in the theme of video games. As we talked about, kids are back to school, so video games are always going to be hot with kids, as is Mickey Mouse. And Pig Monster, the Pig the Monster. This is Pig the Pug. Again, another brand we keep seeing, Pig the Pug. Wings of Fire, talking about dragons. And Friends Forever, the Babysitter's Club. Otto's Tales, Black Boy Joy. The Bad Guys, we've seen all that. It doesn't really seem like too much has changed. The Disney Storybook Collection Advent Calendar. Advent calendars get hot around this time of year, so definitely if you could make your own Advent calendars, that would be pretty cool. Oh, Sammy the Bird. How I miss Sammy. How many birds does it take to change a light bulb? Now they got a book made of Sammy changing a light bulb. What's next, kids? That is unbelievable. Kindle edition, $2.99. Narwhal's School of Awesomeness. So good old Narwhal, and he's in a School of Awesomeness. A lot of these are really branded brands or themes that are taking over control. Anytime, any place, any prayer. I like that. That's about praying, and that looks to be doing pretty well. And we've got Big Nate Aloha, Unicorn Diaries. Let's see if we see anything else. Little Blue Truck. There we go. There's Little Blue Truck. A second composition notebook, which, what are we in right now? End of August. Those composition notebooks are crushing, and I think we called that out a while back in one of the niche videos. Here we have Investigators. That's doing real well. The Smart Cookie. So we've seen the Bad Seed. This looks like the same guy. The Bad Seed and, I don't know, the Funny Watermelon. I can't even remember. But the Smart Cookie's doing pretty well as well. So the Tale of Sorcery, that falls along the lines of witchcraft. Love You Little Lady. So again, composition notebooks, I forgot to put those on there. I think it's a pretty good thing right now to have a composition notebook. You might say, like, Liz is a little too late. Yeah, but you know, they do tend to sell well year round. They're just not going to sell as well as they're doing in August and somewhat in September. Then you'll see a move up in the holiday season when kids come back to school, and then again for summer school as well. So it's always important to have a good amount of those that are kind of creative or themed. And again, test the water, see if you do well. If you don't, then, you know, move on over to something else. I Survived the Attacks of September 9/11. That's interesting. This is the second one that we've seen. Let's double check. Was the other one September 11? I Survived the Galveston Hurricane. So these are interesting. Again, these are building along the lines of themes of tragedies, which is kind of interesting. I'm not exactly sure if I would feel good about making those, but these are labeled as disaster books for children. So I suppose they're giving kids advice on how to survive certain disasters. So I don't know if that's good, if that's bad. I guess that could come along the lines of, do you feel good about making something? Like, I'll give you an example. I had a client that approached me about wanting to make their own blunt wraps. So obviously I sent them over to my sourcing agent, but their branding person didn't want to do the blunt wraps art because it just was against his religion. So a lot of people believe in certain things or doing certain things. A lot of people don't. So let that be up to you. What else we got? Change Sings. I'm not sure what that's about, but I assume it's about everybody getting along. Here's another Advent calendar. So again, that's 2 Advent calendars. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how you could create your own Advent calendar. I'd have to brainstorm that. I'd have to look at several Advent calendars, but Lego has one. Disney obviously has tons of them because they have tons of different characters. I suppose if you did brand a character, you could make your own Advent calendar, which is pretty cool. So don't forget Advent calendars if you do have your own brand. That's another excuse, like Sammy screwing a light bulb, to make a book, an Advent calendar. It's terrific. The Accidental Family. Let's see what else we find. A Halloween book. Here's our first Halloween book that we've seen thus far. This is Brain Games. So we know Brain Games is a pretty big brand, and they've got a pretty big book there on Halloween, ready to rock and roll. Thanks for Nothing, a little Bruce book. Here we got Cat Warriors, Leopard's Honor. So again, Leopard Star's Honor. I can't even pronounce the cat name. It's a very interesting cat name. Can't they just go with a good old-fashioned American cat name like Princess, right? Like, come on. Princess or Lucky or something like that makes it easy. But this is Leopard Star's Honor. Come on, people. Let's get a little bit, make it a little bit easier for kids to read there. Midnight Barclay Hotel. This is a Halloween book for sure. Let's see what else we find. These AP books keep popping up. These are prep books. I don't know if they're in the right section. They're not really a children's book. They're more like a teens book or somebody that's prepping. The Amazing Science. Here's another cat book. So cats, obviously hot. I mean, they're always pretty hot. Here's another kids video game composition notebook. So that's twice that video game composition notebooks pop up. It's a pretty good indication that it's a lot of kids playing a lot of video games. Here's another one. I wonder if these are by the same guy. No, they're not. Mark Allen, Christoph Lang. They're all doing separate things. Christmas Pig. Here we have our first Christmas book, and there's nothing better than the Christmas Pig from J.K. Rowling. Well, no wonder it's on the Hot 100. It's J.K. Rowling's book. That makes a lot of sense. She does have a big brand. Some of you haven't heard, that is Harry Potter. But the girl with big questions. Let's just keep going, see what else. Spy School at Sea, again, pops up. This is the Kindle edition, so that's why. Here we've got Little Monsters, just in time for Halloween. A Friend Like You, a decomposition notebook on astrology, which is doing pretty well. God Made You to Be You. This is a great one. This is the second one that I've seen related to God that's been popping up. But I mean, let's face it, God is everywhere. I sound like a preacher there. God is everywhere. Help Wanted. This is Sammy. Sammy's hiring, or Sammy's applying for a job with a turkey. Oh, that's Sammy. He just kills me. So Sammy the Bird. Sammy the Bird is all over the place, making a book when he wants some help. That's terrific. Pete the Cat. Cats are hot, so whatever you do with cats right now, people are buying it. Make sure you got a cat as your main central character, especially if you've already got a cat book. And all these AP books just blowing up. Pugs also. So this is the second time I've seen a pug. So pugs have lately just become like the dog to have. Like I see them all over the place. They got this kind of ugly, smushed up face. They're hella hard to take care of. I know my sister has one, but pugs, obviously the dog to have right now. That and Shiba Inus. Here we have Magic Candles again. This is the hardcover edition, so that one's pretty popping right now. But all right, let's jump into activity book and just kind of browse through that really quickly, see if we see anything. But not much has changed since we've done this countdown. It looks like, you know, the same thing just keeps repeating over and over. I think it's been about a year that we've done this countdown, and the same things just keep popping up. It's like this Rosh Hanash, and I definitely butchered that. I apologize if you're Jewish. I apologize if you're from the USA and you speak English, because I just butchered that for everybody. But we saw this last year come around. Now, I don't know. I'm supposing that this is very close and this holiday's happening, but again, an excellent holiday to make books, particularly if you're Jewish and you know what's going on. Like, if you know what's going on, that's perfect. Doodling 101 and Positive Thinking, those two both look pretty good. Here's more composition notebooks. So those are fire right now. When Harley Has Anxiety, I love this one. I'm going to recommend everybody do something like this, but they tied it to a little character. This is a porcupine, people. This is a cute porcupine. Take a look at this little guy. Little glasses, a big fucking pencil, and nice little haircut. Like, who couldn't resist clicking into this little guy? And on top of that, his name is Harley. And it teaches a fun CBT skills. I have no idea what CBT is, but I'm guessing that's not CBD. I would hope not. If that's the case, Harley, you're a little bastard. Let's see, The Chosen Kids Color Activity book. This makes them feel like they're important. The Chosen, I like the way they did that. Here's Mermaid's composition book, mosaic stuff, mismatched socks. There's Bluey. Oh, that little polygamist. I knew he'd pop up on this countdown. There he is right there. Let's see if we see anything else. But other than that, I think we've hit a pretty decent amount. Quite a bit of drawing books. That could just be because, you know, I feel that like when school starts around again and kids see there's like people drawing around them, they sort of want to learn how to draw. And so they're like, I want to kind of draw. And so they love to get these kinds of books. So drawing books, fire right now. Make sure if you don't have one and you're an artist, you certainly put that out, or you have somebody at your disposal that can create art for you. All right, Crazy Fruit and Veggie Coloring Book. These guys look pretty mean. I would definitely wouldn't want to buy those. I would want to eat them. That's about it. Here we have the ceramic tiles. This looks like a Sammy the Bird knockoff. It's called Touch and Read. And there we've got Garfield who we talked about before. That's possibly the most famous cat of all. Another composition book. Here's the second time we've seen scribbling and or doodling. So scribbling and doodling, again, is like drawing. Kids get super excited. They see other kids scribbling and doodling, particularly when the teacher's talking. So that's an important one to definitely have on hand in case you want to scribble and doodle while the teacher's talking, right? Like the way the Charlie Brown teacher used to talk, like, wah, 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 wah. That was the best. I still don't understand what that means, but at least Charlie Brown did. He apparently got through school having to listen to that shit. Color, cut, and create kitchen. Obviously, people love to eat. That is an interesting one. And it looks like that's going to be it. Here we got Bluey again with one of his wives in the pool taking a dip. And that's it for this one, people. I know I hadn't done one of these in a while. I do apologize. Questions in the comments below. I hope you got some ideas from this. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.